Live from Charles I. Granatel Stadium in Ramsey, New Jersey, from the beautiful campus of Don Bosco Preparatory High School. This is NJ.org Varsity's special presentation of Don Bosco Lacrosse. Here live on our YouTube channel, NJ Newsfeed. Welcome everybody. I'm Joe Vasile, Mark and Sarah on the camera. Jay Treble here with us as well for a very exciting matchup. Number 1 versus number 15 as the Bergen Catholic Crusaders have marched up Route 17 to take on the number 15 Don Bosco Ironmen. The Crusaders come into this game at 6-0 on the season. The number 1 team, as we mentioned, in the Star Ledger Top 25. Don Bosco sitting at number 15. They are 4-3 overall on this season, coming off an 11-9 loss against Ridgewood on Sunday, looking to rebound against their big rival here today. And of course, a very storied matchup between these two schools, classic rivals. Most of their clashes over the years have come on the gridiron, but today here on the lacrosse field, this should be another great matchup. The goalie matchup is Matthew Petrick, the senior for Bergen Catholic. Comes into the game 6-0 on the season, 69% save percentage, and a 3.7 goals against average. He is a 4-year starter, captain on this team for Bergen Catholic. And in the net for Don Bosco today will be Kieran McCullough, number 31. He's 4-3 on the season. He comes into the game with a 63% save percentage, and he is allowing 6.57 goals per game. McCullough, in his first season as a starter, as a senior, stuck behind 2 Division I goalies last year, making the most of his opportunities so far this year, as the losses that Don Bosco has taken have been to some quite good teams. As the teams are ready to take the field here, we're just about set for the beginning of this action. We want to remind you to follow us on our Twitter account at NJ.org Varsity, like us on Facebook, NJ.org Varsity, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, NJ Newsfeed. You can also follow me on Twitter. I am at Joe Vasile, PBP. Teams are right at midfield getting introduced, and we will get set in just a few minutes here with this absolutely great action. Should be a very good one. As we mentioned, Bergen Catholic, the number 1 team in New Jersey, coming in, and just looking at some of the numbers for them, you can see why they're so good. On face-offs this season as a team, they are winning 75%. And when you can control the face-off game in the way that Bergen Catholic has been able to this year, it's absolutely no surprise that they are 8-0 and outscoring their opponents by nearly 50 goals through their first 6 games on the season. Player to watch in this game for Bergen Catholic is number 94, Trevor Weingarten. He's a sophomore. It's part of a dynamic duo of midfielders between sophomore Trevor Weingarten and sophomore Jeremy Magno that have really come on strong this season. In Bergen Catholic's last game, he was 10 for 10 in the face-off game, and on the season is coming in at 81%. Weingarten's father played collegiately at Rutgers. He's also an assistant coach on this Bergen Catholic team. And everybody always says that he is an exact clone of his dad. He is a bull with great hands. He can catch and finish in traffic, and he can create spots to generate shots. And so keep a lookout for him. He leads the team in the face-off game, and he is also the leading ground ball man. And it appears as if we are just about set to go. It'll be Andrew Spallanzani taking the face-off against Weingarten. Still a fight for it here at midfield, and the ground ball eventually scooped up by Don Bosco and controlled by Greg Pendize. But very quickly a takeaway for Bergen Catholic, and on the attack they go. It's Brandon Mackey, midfielder on the season with 14 points, controlling for Bergen Catholic. They'll play it around the back and get things set up here on the offense. Ball now controlled on the outside by Ryan Warnock. Passes back behind their straining lines, now take it in. Number 21, Brian Martin, fires it behind the net. Is just taking it a little bit slowly here in the beginning as these two teams feel each other out. Is Bergen Catholic almost with a shot opportunity that time by Martin, but the feed pass was a little bit low and he was unable to handle it, and that'll be taken the other way by Don Bosco. On the attempt here to clear, Dan Johnson throws it across the field to Pendize. Long outlet pass, and into the attacking zone is Don Bosco. Ironmen with it, taking it over the middle of the field. It's Connor Carroll, senior attacker, leads the team in assists with 7. Going to get a whistle and a stoppage here, as the teams will make some substitutions. Bergen Catholic huddle out in front of the net. Once we mentioned, Matthew Piedrick is their goalie today. He's a senior, going to Chestnut Hill next year to play collegiately. He's really improved his game overall this season. Went from about a 52% save percentage goalie to now at 69% coming into this game. Bosco with it. Riley O'Sullivan passes. He's got 13 goals to lead the Ironmen. He's got it up top. He dishes off to Rubino. Brooks Rubino will just dump it off down in deep. So once again, also just playing around, as momentarily losing the handle on it is O'Sullivan, but he recovers for the Ironmen, and they'll take it. Like I was saying, with just about 10 minutes left here in this first quarter, both teams taking it a little bit slowly on offense, just feeling each other out so far. Bergen Catholic, of course, also playing man down here. Completely missed something. Shot goes wide and it'll go out of bounds. Connor Carroll took the shot that time for Bosco. And they were closest to the end, and so Jack Gall will pick up. He had 3 goals against Ridgewood on Saturday. He's got 10 on the season. Gall with it now on the right side. They've killed off the penalty. So now we're back to even strength. O'Sullivan with a shot. And it goes high and out of bounds. 9:31, no score. Here are a couple of very good goalies, 2 of the better ones here in North Jersey. As we mentioned, McCullough allowing just 6.5 goals per game. Piedrick just 3.5. But also a couple of very talented offenses. We'll see what ends up giving. Walking in with it, Spallanzani fires a pass that goes wide, and that'll skip all the way out of bounds. 9:06 to go. Joe Vasile here alongside Mark and Sarah running the camera. Here on NJ.org Varsity, a very special presentation of Don Bosco versus Bergen Catholic. Number 1 versus number 15. Here from Ramsey, New Jersey. A little bit chilly today. Nice breeze. Barely a cloud in the sky. O'Sullivan fires. Bounce pass. Goes high. Excuse me, that was a bounce shot, not a bounce pass. And it's going to be scooped up by Bergen Catholic. Piedrick with a long outlet pass, trying to get to it before it gets out of bounds. And just scooping it up was Michael Riley. Now Bergen Catholic on the attack, walking in for a shot. Save, McCullough. But scooped up by Bergen Catholic, and they'll have a second chance. So they continue to control, but that was a nice save on the low shot by Kieran McCullough. Controlling is Mike O'Reilly, the attacker. Gives it off to Brandon Mackey. Dishes it back down. Here comes Riley walking into the GLE. Tried for a pass, but the one-timer was not able to be controlled. And now taken the other way by Don Bosco. Flashy behind the back pass opportunity, but it was unable to be controlled by John O'Donnell, and it was scooped up by Bergen Catholic. Crusaders now coming the other way. Once again, 6-0 on the season. 7:35 left here in the first quarter. No score between the Crusaders and the Ironmen. Riley tries to duck in. Nothing was going, and so they'll reset. Shot attempt that time was Chris Blewett, but he blew that one right by and out of bounds. So Bergen Catholic will control here. So they were closest to the end line when it went out. It's Riley. Raleigh passes it back up top to Harry Rice, the senior midfielder. Great midfield depth on this Crusaders team. Shot attempt, gets blocked and then goes in. Wow, a low shot attempt that time by Brandon Mackey was initially blocked by Kieran McCullough, but then it looked like it just went right up his shoulder and rolled right over the goal line for the first score of this game. 6:52 left in the first as Brandon Mackey gets Bergen Catholic on the board. Goal number 9 on the season for him. And that Swiss Army knife for the Crusaders has broken through with the first scoring in this game. 1-0. In favor of the number 1 Bergen Catholic Crusaders. It'll be Weingarten against Spallanzani, and Spallanzani wins the tip. Weingarten has already lost 2 faceoffs. Quick shot opportunity for Bosco and a save by Pedrick. Good aggressive ride here by Bosco. They're eventually able to get it out, as that was Kurt Haluba, a big 6'5", 250 defenseman. For Bergen Catholic, he'll be playing football at Princeton next year. Talk a little bit more about him in just a bit. Shot opportunity for Bergen Catholic, and it's a goal. Trevor Weingarten just came right over the middle and had a clear path to bury home his 9th goal of the season. And just like that, within 30 seconds of each other, 2 goals for Bergen Catholic as they have taken a 2-0 lead here with 6:21 left in the first quarter. Slight break in the action here. We'd like to remind you to follow us on our Twitter account at NJOrgVarsity, like us on Facebook, NJ.orgVarsity, and subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. Here we go. The face-off is going to be, looked like won by Spallanzani, but going to have an illegal procedure, and so it'll be Crusaders ball. Taking it is Brandon Mackey. It was the man in the circle that time. Mackey with a shot. And he goes that one. Wow. Quick shot that time by Mackey. And just 11 seconds after Bergen Catholic scored their last goal, they score another. In the last 30 seconds, 3 goals for the Crusaders. And with 6:10 left now in the first, it is 3-0. As the floodgates are starting to open up, we went nearly 5 minutes without a goal in this game, and now 3 within the last 50 seconds. Spallanzani wins the face-off for Bosco. Going the other way, shot opportunity was blocked away. Scrum for the loose ball, and it's picked up by by Bergen Catholic. So now they'll head the other way. Pass goes to Ryan Warnock. Warnock plays it in deep for Matt Hammerly. Shot and another goal. This time it's Trevor Weingarten again. His 2nd of the day, 10th on the season. As, boy, things are getting ugly quickly. 4-0 in favor of Bergen Catholic, and we're going to get a timeout called by Mike Springer and the Don Bosco Ironmen. 5:46 remain here in this first quarter. And just over a minute ago, we were scoreless, and now it is a 4-0 lead for the Bergen Catholic Crusaders. And boy, this is taking a little bit of wind out of the sails of the Ironmen. It had been a closely contested kind of back and forth, both teams just feeling each other out contest up until the last minute plus. And now all of a sudden, here come the Crusaders, really asserting themselves offensively. Joe Hammerly was talking with him a little bit earlier in the week, and he said that his strategy against Don Bosco was going to be to try and just outrun them and make them play up to the tempo that they are accustomed to playing to. And so far, Don Bosco has been unable to keep up with Bergen Catholic once they put their foot down on the accelerator. So as we'll try and reset here, 5:46 left, 4-0 in favor of the Bergen Catholic Crusaders. Coming out of the timeout by the Ironmen. See how they respond out of that. They've got to come back with something. That's for certain. It'll be Brendan Mackey against Andrew Spallanzani. Taking the face-off here off of the 4th Bergen Catholic goal. The last minute and 15 seconds. Here we go, and it is won by Spallanzani. He has won every face-off to this point. It's really something that Bergen Catholic's done a good job of this season, but in this game to this point, Spallanzani has been able to get him. Bosco just hasn't been able to capitalize yet on any of those opportunities. Rubino plays it around back for Russell Massey. Thrown back to Jack Gall. He'll control it up top, just inside the soccer circle. Wishes it in for a shot. He got hit as he did it. Out comes a flag, and for the second time in this game, Bergen Catholic's going to be going a man down. As Jack Gall got hit, well, to say pretty hard would be a bit of an understatement there as he tried to fire that shot off that went wide. One thing you notice about Bergen Catholic is that so far on the year, this will be the 30th time that they've gone a man down in this, their 7th game. They've only been a man up twice on this season. They've done a good job now, 21 of 29 in man down situations. We'll see if they can kill off another one here, or if Don Bosco will be able to capitalize on a good opportunity. Shot by O'Sullivan, save that time off the stick of Pedrick, and bouncing way out of bounds and into the parking lot. That time is the ball, but Don Bosco will control. 4:52 left here in the first as the clock starts ticking once again. Little fake pass that time by Rubino. He'll control behind the cage. I get it back across the GLE. It's Rubino again now. Bosco seeming content to just throw it around the outside as another penalty coming here. It looks like, yeah, flag is down. So now Bergen Catholic will be going 2 men down with 4:28. Prime opportunity for Don Bosco to try and at least push across their first goal and get past that mental hump. Just about 20 seconds remain on that first penalty. Don Bosco with 1 shot so far on the man up. Spallanzani dishes to Carroll. Back to Spallanzani. O'Sullivan now with it. Massey. First penalty is over. Now a 6-on-5 opportunity for Don Bosco. They've got to be able to get a shot off. O'Sullivan gives to Rubino. To Gall, back to O'Sullivan. Just passing it back and forth. 3:44 left. Shot opportunity, Rubino, and he buries it home. Brooks Rubino with his 6th goal of the season. Getting that one to go past the stick of Matthew Pedrick up high, and Don Bosco is on the board here nearly 9 minutes into this game. 3:40 remain here in this first quarter, and it's now 4-1 in favor of Bergen Catholic, and we'll see if Don Bosco can use that to build a little bit of momentum here going forward, as it took him a while to bury one home on the man up. But they eventually did get one to find the twine. Comes the face-off, and it's going to be won by Weingarten. Trevor Weingarten with a nice job that time. Clamping down on the ball and taking it the other way for the Crusaders. He fires one. Shot. Nice save that time by McCullough. Was a tough shot to handle that time by Gerard Quinn. Now Don Bosco will try and clear. Taking it pretty far out is McCullough. All the way up to the 30. And there's the outlet pass that gets into the offensive zone. Now here comes Riley O'Sullivan. Rubino, he's got the lone goal of the game for the Ironmen. 2:52 left. Taking along the sidelines. Now passing back to Jack Gall as the Ironmen will reset. Spallanzani passes into the box. It's Rubino. Plays it around the back of the net for Mashi. Gives to Gall to Spallanzani. Spallanzani works it back into the box. Fires a pass that was a little high, but going up and getting it is Mashi and pulling it down for the Ironmen as they just continue to play it around the outside. Guarded by Weingarten is O'Sullivan. A nice dodge maneuver to get around him. O'Sullivan will just pass it right back out for Gall. Gall walking in, fires a long-range shot and gets it to go. And there you go. Now 2 unanswered goals for the Don Bosco Ironmen as Jack Gall was able to bury it. His 11th goal on the season. So we mentioned earlier 3 goals against Ridgewood on Sunday, and that is, of course, his first on the day today. And with just about 2 minutes left here in the first, the score 4-2 in favor of the Bergen Catholic Crusaders. So we've seen a lot of action so far in this one. Face-off, ground ball is going to be scooped up by Bergen Catholic. They'll play it back. Good aggressive ride here by Don Bosco. And Kurt Haluba will just dish it up. Still trying to get it across, and they do. Brian Martin's got it on the far sideline. Plays it in the far corner for Matt Hammerly. Hammerly, the son of Bergen Catholic coach Joe Hammerly, has been at the helm for 20 seasons of the Crusaders. He is the reigning Gibbs Division and North Jersey Coach of the Year. Had a penalty against Bosco, but nothing major. As we'll reset here, taking it behind the net for the Crusaders. Walking in for a shot. Riley gets it to go. So I had a little something caught in my throat on that one. Michael Riley dishes it home for his 17th point of the season, goal number 9. And Bergen Catholic has come back with their 5th goal of this first quarter. As a pretty good contingent of students from Bergen Catholic has made their way up to Ramsey for this one, and they seem to be enjoying themselves standing. There's also a nice contingent of students here from Don Bosco. Just about 2 sections over down the bleachers with, how do you say, the opposite reaction. And Riley will take it after the draw is controlled by the Crusaders. Hammerly with it in the corner. Nice touch to the inside, trying to get a shot set up. Left to go around the crease here. Turns around, fires it low. And nice save that time by McCullough. Couldn't quite see because there were a few players in the way. But it looked like Hammerly tried to go down low, and McCullough was able to get in the way of it. McCullough with the outlet pass, gets it into the attacking zone for Don Bosco. And taking it is John O'Donnell. He's a junior midfielder. 8 seconds remain. Need to get a shot off quickly. Here it comes. Shot save by Petrick. And that will end the first quarter. But what a first quarter it was. 5 goals for Bergen Catholic, 2 for the Ironmen. And that is your scoring right there. We'll put 12 minutes on the clock for this second quarter. Recap high score in this game is Trevor Weingarten, who's got 2 goals for Bergen Catholic. They also have a goal from Michael Riley and Brandon Mackey. Excuse me, they got 2 from Riley. So 2 Bergen Catholic players already with 2 goals. And for the Ironmen, their goals were scored by Brooks Rubino and Riley O'Sullivan. Remind you here at the quarter, you can follow us on our Twitter account at NJ.org/varsity. You can like us on Facebook. Page name is NJ.org/varsity. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel. All you have to do there is hit the subscribe button that's right below this video that you're watching. And of course, if you would like to know anything about sponsorship opportunities, please contact Jay Treble by the information in the description of this video below. We have a lot of great packages starting as low as $90. Can you believe it? What does $90 get to you? Well, it doesn't get you a whole lot anymore, but it can get you great sponsorship packages for all of our action here on NJ.org Varsity. A lot of great games coming up over the next few weeks. And so if you'd like to be a part of any of those, by all means, get in contact with Jay Treble. A little preview of what we've got coming up over the next few days. Hey, that's Saturday. It's going to be Ricky Sobrano and Daniel Graham calling Wayne Hills at DePaul Catholic. That's softball game, 4 o'clock. On April 22nd, Pascack Valley at Paramus Catholic. Pete Mundo, Mark, and Sarah will have the call there. That game also at 4 o'clock. And then Ridgewood High School against IHA in good old-fashioned girls lacrosse. That game will be on the 23rd of April. And so here we go. We're just about set for this second quarter. We'll reset in just a minute. 12 minutes are on the clock. 5-2 in favor of the number 1 Bergen Catholic Crusaders over the number 15 Don Bosco Ironmen. And in what was a action-filled first quarter of lacrosse, both teams looking good at times and, well, both teams looking not so good at times. But we've switched sides, and as soon as Trevor Weingarten gets in position to take the face-off for Bergen Catholic against Andrew Spallanzani, we'll be ready to go. Teams are set. Whistle's blown, and here we go. Face-off won by Spallanzani once again. Bosco coming out a lot quicker here in this second quarter with a quick shot opportunity saved by Petrick. Now a scrum for the loose ball, and a check out of bounds, and Spallanzani is going to be sent off here. Boy, that was a hard check out of bounds. Couldn't quite see because he was in the way of which Bergen Catholic player. He ended up illegally checking. Came up right behind him and was kind of cross-checked him. So now man down goes Don Bosco. So they lose the midfielder Spallanzani, a senior. He's got 3 multiple goal games this year, and you know, he plays linebacker on this football team, and well, he showed his linebacker instincts right there. A lot of players on this Don Bosco team, actually, members of the very highly ranked Ironmen football team. Plays right on this very field, if you couldn't tell. So with the man-up opportunity now is Bergen Catholic. They are 2 of 8 on the season in converting in man-up chances. The shot was saved by McCullough on a interesting-looking outlet pass. Is going to end up going right out of bounds, and it's going to be a turnover. He tried to give it to John O'Donnell, but a little bit of a miscommunication there. Perhaps you caught it. McCullough pointing at O'Donnell saying, "You got to watch me." And there it is, right there. Matt Hammerly burying it home. Goal number 6 for Don Bosco on this game. 11 on the season for Hammerly. And with 11:07 left here in the second, it's now 6-2 in favor of Bergen Catholic. And it was all set up there by a little bit of miscommunication between Kieran McCullough and John O'Donnell. After McCullough came up with a nice save on a pretty easy-to-save shot from Bergen Catholic. Just a little bit of miscommunication. O'Donnell was headed down the field a little bit. McCullough thought he was going to stay put or cut back towards him. Pass ended up going behind him and rolling right out of bounds, setting up that goal for the Crusaders. Face-off, won by Brennan Mackey, and going the other way with it. Mackey fired one. Not really particularly sure to who or at what. Wasn't really a shot, and there was no other Crusader in the area. It skips out of bounds. And they're going to say it was a shot, and so it'll stay Bergen Catholic ball. .58 left here in the second. 6-2. Score here. Wait a second. Bosco will sub a few men around. Dan Johnson is the defender on the ball for the Ironmen. taking it, shot. Michael Riley buries it home. And once again, we saw this exact same thing happen in the first quarter. Bergen Catholic scoring, and then 15 seconds later, putting another one up on the board. 10:50 left, now 7-2 in favor of the Crusaders. This thing's not quite going Bosco's way so far in this one. It's Trevor Weingarten with the ball. It's checked up high, and he'll just take it around behind the net. He'll dish off and reset with the ball now for Bergen Catholic is Jeremy Mango. Bad outlet pass that time, got to be picked up by Bergen Catholic. So second time now on this game. Bergen Catholic has picked up a bad outlet pass and a shot and a goal. Brian Ayers was able to bury that one home for the Crusaders as they are now up by 6 goals. 8-2 now the score here in this second quarter. And just it seems like in this game anyway that Bergen Catholic is scoring in bunches, and big bunches too. Now 3 goals within the last minute and a half. And once again, they were able to capitalize on a bad pass by Don Bosco. Perhaps at this point they might be pressing, trying to do just a little bit too much. Good fight for the faceoff, but it's going to be won by Bergen Catholic. As boy, they weren't winning very many faceoffs in that first quarter. Wasn't hurting them, but now starting to win more. Magno darts in, and it's knocked out of his stick and taken the other way by by Don Bosco. The Ironmen will now slow things down. McCullough will give it up. That's Dan Johnson with the ball with a long outlet pass. And finally taking it into the attacking zone is Don Bosco. And scrum for the loose ball. And we're going to finally get a whistle here after a couple of hard checks on the far sideline. And it is going to be, I believe, a timeout here by Don Bosco that was taken. So you could see Mike Springer there on the far sideline not very happy with perhaps the lack of some calls. It looks like he's complaining pretty hard about some illegal checks. And I got to tell you, they didn't exactly look like it. There was a lot of groaning coming here from the Don Bosco crowd, and I can't really say that I blame them looking for a penalty there, but nothing was called, and so you got to play on. 9:35 left here in the second. After this timeout, score is 8-2 in favor of Bergen Catholic. I am Joe Vasile, Mark and Sarah working the camera. Jay Treble here with us as well, making all of this possible. And yes, that is Jay Treble, the man to contact if you're interested in any kind of sponsorship opportunities for any of our future games. We'll have here on nj.org. Varsity. Lots of great stuff coming up over the next few days, so make sure you keep checking back here on nj.org, on youtube.com/njnewsfeed. And while you're there, you can subscribe to our channel. You can like us on Facebook. You can follow us on Twitter, nj.org. Varsity, the place to go. You can follow me on Twitter at Joe Vasile PBP. If you're watching this game live, tweet at me. Want to hear where you're coming in from. We'll give you a shout out on the air if you do, in fact, do that. We're out of the timeout. 8-2 is the score. And we are just about set to go with 9:35 left here in this second quarter. It'll be Don Bosco ball. Spallanzani with it, and he'll give it up. Rubino working with it on the far sideline. It's guarded tightly, and he'll work it back out to Jack Gall. Gall will be playing at Hamilton College next year as a senior for the Ironmen. Plenty of players on both teams who are the upperclassmen anyway. Even some underclassmen committed to playing collegiately upon their graduations. Connor Carroll with it for the Ironmen. Take it in towards the goal, darts around, has a bit of an opening. Now passes back to goal, couldn't handle the pass, but picked it right back up. Worked in deep, Spallanzani, shot goes wide. But it'll stay Bosco ball. Starting it off here for the Ironmen is Russell Massey. And 3-goal game streak snapped on Sunday against Ridgewood. You know, he's looking to get back into that category. Spallanzani with it in the box. Crusaders, though, trying to check him out. He's going to work it in deep, now double-teamed. And he'll eventually pass off to Rubino. Plays it behind the net for Massey. Dropped it, picked it back up, gives to Gall. Well, gives to Thomas Joyce. Working with it here is a sophomore midfielder. Back to Gall. Gall up top, had a shot attempt, had his stick. Got caught up in a Crusader stick. And so the ball just kind of fell out. But then it was scooped up by the Ironmen, and so they will continue to control. We've controlled the ball this entire time out of the timeout. 7:43 left. So for just about the last 2 minutes, the Ironmen have had it on offense, and a bad pass is scooped up by the Crusaders. No sooner do I speak. Ball knocked out of the stick of Haluba, picked up by the Ironmen. Chance to score here. Nice darting maneuver down low, tried for a shot, and it's a loose ball down in front. And it's going to be taken by Don Bosco. Connor Carroll now with it on the far sideline. He'll give back to Massey. Seen him all over the field today. Riley O'Sullivan now with it back at the circle. Working in across the 30-yard line. Sullivan with a nice dodge, and he'll just pass it right back off. Spallanzani shot deflects off the stick of Pedrick and bounding out of bounds. So Bosco's starting to get some opportunities here, unable to convert on any of them so far. We're going to get a whistle. And that looks like they're going to get on the penalty that time. The Crusader Brian Ayers. So he'll head off, and the Crusaders will head a man down. So for the third time, Don Bosco will have the man advantage. So far, they've been able to capitalize on it once. 1 of 2. Boy, it looked like the ball just fell out of the stick of O'Sullivan that time. They eventually pick it back up, and here they go. Dangerous pass, tipped away, and still loose down on the ground, and it is still not picked up by anyone. And now it's going to be the Crusaders taking it. They'll just look to clear. Heffernan plays it back for Pedrick. Long outlet pass that time. Goes up to Jeremy Magno. And he gets it into the box. Crusaders control with 5:56 left here in this quarter. 8-2. They lead the Don Bosco Ironmen. A chilly Thursday afternoon here in mid-April. Working in with it now for Bergen Catholic is Brian Martin. Martin plays it around back. And now up top for Gerard Quinn. Couldn't find a handle on it. Loose ball's going to be scooped back up, though, by Quinn. Nice job there by Quinn to pick that one up before Bosco could pounce on it. Fires, shot opportunity, diving save attempt by McCullough. But he couldn't quite catch up to that one, and it is now the 9th goal of the game for Bergen Catholic as they are up 9-2 with 5:17 left here in this second quarter. And boy, Can't really fault McCullough on that one. He put all he had into it, but it was just a good job that time of creating space offensively by Bergen Catholic. It allowed that one to get it in. They passed it right across the front of the crease. And McCullough had to leave the entire back door open for that one to sneak through. Face-off is won back by Bergen Catholic as they will eventually scoop it up and now take it the other way. Back checked, fires a shot low, and boy, that one bounced right in. My goodness, Doug Pula burying that one as he just took that one coast to coast. After the faceoff was won back, he picked it up at about the 35-yard line and then took it all the way down and shot and score without even needing to pass. And it's now 10-2. Bergen Catholic leads. 5:02 remain here in the second quarter. Face-off won by Trevor Weingarten, and he'll work it in for Bergen Catholic. Pass goes wild and all the way back out to midfield, but scooped up by Bergen Catholic, and they'll head back on the attack. Substitutions coming in for both sides. Ball played behind the net. Working in front for a wow. I don't know if you're going to see another shot like that one, but my goodness. Chris Blewett came across and then just fired one backwards without even looking, and was able to bury that one in. Perhaps taking McCullough by surprise that time. Certainly took me by surprise. Took all this Don Bosco crowd by surprise as well, as it's now 11-2 on a very flashy goal by Chris Blewett. And he is their ooh and ah guy on offense. And I think you saw it right there. If you heard any of this crowd reaction, those are the exact noises that were being made. Pass intercepted by Bergen Catholic, and here they go the other way. Mackey will play it back for Riley. Riley darting in, now will play it back. Long distance shot for Doug Pula, and that one is fired wide and out of bounds. It'll still be Bergen Catholic ball. 3:58 coming in front now. Riley passes it out to Brandon Mackey. Mackey in deep, shot goes high and in. And it looked like that time burying it home for Bergen Catholic was Dan Klobin, number 46, and as it is now 12-2. Bergen Catholic, and boy, to say that things have gone from bad to worse here in this second quarter doesn't fully capture the way things have gone. 7 goals in a row here in this quarter for Bergen Catholic. 8 in total unanswered dating back to the first quarter. This was at one time a 4-2 game. It is now 12-2. We're going to get Don Bosco ball here. It'll be taken in by Spallanzani. Gives to John O'Donnell. Working it in, he'll play it around the back for Russell Mashey. Now Brooks Rubino with it on the outside. He's got one of the 2 Ironmen goals in this game. Mashey with it, carrying it onto the near sideline. And he'll pass up to Jack Gall. Ironman trying for a rush here. Joyce with a shot. That was saved by Pedrick. He'll carry it out. Fire an outlet pass. That was nearly tipped away that time by Joyce, but a nice dodge that time by Jeremy Magno. Shot was no good and scooped up and now taken the other way by Don Bosco. They desperately need this clear here. Ball loose in front. tipped away and taken by Bosco. Now still loose, rather, but played up to Thomas Joyce. And not taken the other way. He's checked. But he carries into the attacking zone. Now double teamed along the sideline. Pushed out of bounds, but he was able to save it. One was picked up by the Crusaders, and now the other way. They've got a 3-on-2 opportunity. 5-on-3. I just don't know my math today. Burying it home for a goal, Brandon Mackey. Make it 13. A lucky baker's dozen here in this first half for Bergen Catholic. 13-2 with still 2 minutes and 5 seconds left here in this second quarter. And then we got a whole second half to go. Like I said before, this was once a 4-2 game, but now 9 unanswered goals for the Crusaders. Saying anything more than that doesn't really do anything justice. And the Crusaders will take it again. It's Weingarten. Makes a move to get around his man. Fires a shot and a nice block that time by Kieran McCullough. He's had a bit of a tough day out there and a flag comes down. We'll see exactly who's going to be coming off. And it looks like they're going to get Spallanzani. So man down for Bosco and another scoring opportunity for Bergen Catholic. The man advantage, minute 51 left here in this second quarter. Joe Vasile, Mark and Sarah, Jay Treble is the NJ.org varsity crew here on hand today. Brandon Mackey with the ball. He'll pass it off. Shot was blocked away by Don Bosco. Trying to control off the ground ball. They're unable to scoop it up. And taken now by Bergen Catholic. Matt Mistretta played it around back. Long distance shot opportunity that time for Mackey. Goes wide and out of bounds. Half of this penalty is gone. And a good job by Bosco so far. Ground ball scooped up by Bergen Catholic. 20 seconds remain in the penalty. Up top, shot opportunity and burying it home off the bounce was Harry Rice. Rice's first of the day. 14 goals now for Bergen Catholic in the first half. 10 in a row without an answer from the Ironmen. My goodness. Minute 4 to go here in the second. Everybody's in their position, and we are set for yet another face-off. Long battle this time, and it's going to be scooped up by Bergen Catholic. It's going to be played all the way back for Pedrick. Haven't said his name in quite some time. And now it's Weingarten darting in. Plays a pass over the middle for Magno. Shot and another goal. (15-2). And when you've run out of words to say, and it's still the first half, that really says everything you need. Face-off won by Bergen Catholic. Mackey darting in. Mackey with a shot and a goal. Well, to say that Don Bosco needs to make adjustments at halftime might be the understatement of the century, but I'm not exactly sure what they need to do differently other than everything to try and get back into this one. Face-off, won by Bergen Catholic. Weingarten heading in towards the net. Passed it to nobody in particular. And it was scooped up by the Crusaders. 24 seconds left here in this second quarter. Ball knocked out of the stick. And looks like it's going to be scooped up by Don Bosco. McCullough will play it over for Dan Johnson with 8 seconds left. Looks like Don Bosco will be content just to run off the last few seconds. There it is. McCullough with a, well, can't really call that a shot, but just a long heave down the field. That ends this nightmarish first half of lacrosse here in Ramsey. 16-2 in favor of the Bergen Catholic Crusaders. So we head to the half. Sheesh. Back after this.